Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farthest Frontier. I am Karex. We're continuing on with this sort of heavily discussed, heavily commentated, heavily opinionated playthrough of Farthest Frontier. Well, it's an early access. This early access game is what I wanted to say. So let's get a field going somewhere. Let's get a big field going. This looks like a nice little farmable area, but we might actually sort of change our opinion on where we should farm once we see the fertility, which 60% up there. It's a little higher in here, which is looking nice, but there's nowhere to build a field there. Now, the Alpine Valley map I don't think is going to have the highest fertility compared to other maps. And that does mean that farming just inherently isn't quite, necessarily going to be like, our favorite thing to do on this map potentially. Now, that's an iron deposit, and I don't know if I want to completely cover that up. But if we do like an 8 by 12 field out here or something, 8 by 12. That's a big field. That's a big field, but let's do it to it. It's also a little bit far to take for the root cellar for the delivery. There's a type of tier. There's a building that will help do with some longer distance transportation once we get to tier 2. The other thing is we're working on is we want tier 2. For tier 2 we need 50 planks. We got a lot of wood, we got a lot of firewood. I'm actually going to employ more people at the saw pit because you really do need tons of planks in this game. Tons of planks. We have plenty of builders. I'm going to turn that down to 6. We have a lot of laborers. What could we be doing right now? I want another. We got more deer over here. I want another hunting hut. Didn't we set up a gather? This is a gatherer, right? I want a whole nother hunting hut, though. You can't have too many of these things. You really can't. As long as you're being sustainable about it. So we'll build this, and then we'll send them off to hunt these deer over here. In fact, we got so much deer on this map. We're playing on normal. We're playing on normal difficulty, but for some reason this map just has tons and tons and tons of deer. Interestingly enough, we have no willow at this pond at all. So we are willowless again. I've literally done like 4 maps, and I swear, I've only seen willow one time. So there's no point to make a basket hut. We could make a basket hut like temporarily just to have it built, and then we could turn it on once we get willow somehow, either through trading or finding some somewhere further in the distance. But yeah, 30 planks in order to do that. I'm not going to waste the planks at the moment. Not going to waste the planks. We are making shoes, though, so we should be making clothes for everybody. We are not making tools. Now, tools is something that's, if you've played Banished, tools are critically important. You can literally die because you're not making tools. Like the efficiency, the work efficiency of the individual villagers can spiral in such a way that things can just spiral. And you can die if you don't have tools. Partly because the blacksmith doesn't seem to prioritize himself to give himself a tool, so it's just kind of chaos in terms of who gets the tools, but you need to be making enough tools for everyone to have tools. Because if the blacksmith doesn't have tools, can't make as many tools, and it creates that spiral that can cause all of your production to go down and people can start starving to death. And this, for the most part, tools seem to be just an affirmative bonus on top of a standard whatever. Like you start with tools, but then you run out of tools, and then you wait a long time before you get tools again. The game is balanced kind of around not having tools, and then getting tools is just a bonus. So it doesn't feel as tense, because the blacksmith, literally to get the blacksmith going, it literally requires tier 3. We're talking about getting to tier 2, right? Personally, I think the blacksmith should be like it should be a tier 2 building. And the tools should be more important, and you should be encouraged and sort of like you should be getting into that sooner. But I do understand that one of the reasons why I think they have it as a tier 3 is because the foundry feels like it's kind of a tier 3 building, and you need to be able to smelt iron to make tools. But what I think you should do is you should have different recipes for tools, and you should be able to have wooden tools. You should be able to make like stone tools or wooden tools before you get the foundry to be able to make more advanced tools later on in tier 3. And in tier 2, you should be able to make basic tools. I almost think there's an argument to be able to make like wooden tools in tier 1, stone tools at tier 3, or tier 2, and then maybe like the iron tools at tier 3, right? The other thing is the blacksmith forge requires a heavy tool to build, which is just kind of annoying. because you can't build the heavy tools until you have a blacksmith forge. So it forces you to trade. That is one item in the game you have to trade for. And I think it's ultimately just, again, I don't see any reason why you can't build the blacksmith tool, have them doing more primitive stuff, and have them work their way up over time, and let the blacksmith itself sort of progress with the tiers over time to get new recipes for new tools that are more advanced over time. This town would already have a blacksmith up and going, guaranteed. Guaranteed. I just, of some kind of tool maker of some kind, even without some of the more advanced production chains. And without having to trade with the outside world and stuff. So we're building our tier 2. We're working on the tier 2 building. Wow, that hut right here got built fast. We are on speed 2 actually. That's kind of what's going on, just to get the YouTube peeps to, I don't know, to enjoy this a little bit sooner, I guess, or get further so that we can enjoy more of the game in this YouTube series. Man, I really don't mean to make anyone dizzy by just kind of spinning around like I am, but this game, unfortunately, I don't know, I just find that navigating the map, you can't zoom out enough so that you end up just kind of like crawling over the map like this a lot. And I'm just telling people to go out and explore these areas, but it's just looking at, you really, man, if you could zoom out further just for moving your camera around, that would be really nice. Because it is kind of dizzying when you're just like, okay, I'm looking for iron. Where is there iron? And you're just, I think I have this, to be fair, I have the speed slower. But if it was even faster, I think it would be less presentable and less like, I like just slowly cruising around, considering this is as far as I can zoom out. But I would prefer to just zoom out more and just see things more from afar, and then zoom down on the points and sort of, kind of like you're playing StarCraft or something, right? Like a mini map, maybe a mini map or something. Actually, I think to be fair, I think there might be a mini map that you can turn on. And the funny thing is I never used it in Banished because you don't need to, because you can zoom out further. I don't know. Anyways. Scurvy, huh? So this person's not getting enough vegetables, and they've got scurvy now. Oh, tier 2. We've reached tier 2. I'm going to go back to speed. I'm going to go to speed 1. Reason being, and someone was born. We did actually have someone finally get born. We've probably had a couple people born, but jokingly, I'm just pretending like, So this is the trading post. That's an important structure. Tier 2. The school is a nice one because the school will educate people, and some jobs need to be have educated workers, and it might just increase the efficiency of all workers. The healer's house is very expensive. You'd think, oh great, let's get the healer, let's get an herbalist going, and they'll just start putting herbs on wounds and stuff. No, the games like this for some reason cost 20 gold per month. Almost everything in the game doesn't cost a monthly gold. Almost everything in the game doesn't cost monthly gold except for the 3 or 4 buildings that do. So to me, it's nonsensical. It's just like the school doesn't cost gold per month. Well, why doesn't? How is there any like, if anything, the school would consume more, like, or well, it'd consume different kinds of resources, right? Like things for the kids, to, books and coloring things and other toys and whatever you do, whatever kinds of whatever resources are expended with just, operating the school. I'm trying to think of a school at this time period. Probably wasn't that exciting, to be honest. But you know what I mean. But the healer side is just, yeah, we need herbs for it. Like, I understand there needs to be an input of resources to allow us to operate the healer side, but it doesn't, what is the gold for? What are they going to do? Make little gold dust and heal people with gold dust or something? That apparently, that I guess is a thing in this time period, right? Eating gold flakes or drinking gold flakes or something like that or whatever. But that was a medicine of the medieval age, but of some sort. But that's not what this is referring to. This is just saying for some arbitrary reason, this building has to cost 20 per month. The rat catcher, these are the ones that cost money. So these are the only 4 buildings that cost money, not counting the theater, which is kind of the theater. Actually, there's some sense to that. And then the compost is the only building in the entire resource section that costs money. Why does the compost? The compost is literally just a dude with a wheelbarrow going and picking up waste and delivering it back to composting piles. But yet that costs 4 gold per month. Now you could say that, hey, well, maybe that job is so miserable that we pay that person to compensate them. As a society, we've agreed to pay that person like an extra amount of wages because that job is just so miserable. Yeah, I could buy it. That actually could, I could see that. I don't think it needs to be represented that way. Anyways, I'm just rambling. Overall it's silly. So we can't get the healer set. That's the point of the story. You might think we got some sick people. It might be good to shore up fight against disease, and some of these things are happening. No, that's actually the healer set. It says tier 2, but it'll be a while before we actually get set up in a way, before we have a population that can actually like afford to maintain the healer set. We're making 2 gold per month right now. We need to get to 20 before we can consider it. But the thing I do want to build is the wagon shop. The wagon shop. The wagon shop is a cool one that will allow for, ox and wagon to move around and deliver and be delivering goods and things. Man, I wish we could do a 45-degree angle right here. It'd be perfect. Just gonna put that there. We got our first trader coming to town. I see him here. They're just coming to town. So we'll see what they're trading. Actually, what are we going to? Oh, the one thing that we should be producing, we have nothing to trade them is the thing, right? We have nothing to trade to them. But I do want to get a soap shop. The soap shop, we have a couple traders coming to town, it looks like. The soap shop is a way that we can take all these herbs that we're not using to heal people, and we can, I'm kidding. Some of the herbs do go in the homes. People do put some herbs in their home, like for a little first aid kit in their home, I guess, self-healing. But the soap shop will be able to take excess herbs that we're producing from all these gathering huts and everything, and we'll be able to make soap. And soap, I find, is a pretty good resource to trade away to these folks. This trader here is willing to sell us heavy tools. To be fair, we really do want heavy tools. The problem is we just don't have anything. We don't have anything they're willing to buy. They would be willing to buy the gold ore. Now, the gold, we did find gold ore somewhere way out in the boonies, right? And gold ore, I like trading that away because it is effectively literally just sort of a trade good. Or I mean, it is just kind of gold. Yeah, there's gold ore here. I think we start mining this stuff. And we can't do this until we need the wagon shop built before we can do this. We're building the wagon shop, and then I think we're going to actually work on getting this 4,000 nuggets of gold ore there. That's going to be a huge amount. That person was willing to pay 12. That trader was willing to pay 12 gold per. So 12 times 4,000. Do the math on that. And that is an immense 48,000 gold. That's fantastic. So we'll be set. We'll basically be set. More gold ore over here, actually. 10,000? I've never seen veins like this large before. 10,000. A hundred, 136,000 more than that. I don't know, just an insane amount is how much this person would pay us. Or maybe just 124,000 if we mined all that up. Don't do math on while being recorded, I think is what we need to remember. So we have a little bit of gold accumulated. It's just being kept in the storehouse right now. That's not enough to buy. That's not enough to buy the things we want to buy, really. If we go to Trader 2, though, what are they willing to buy? They're willing to buy soap. See, they'd be paying 17 for each soap. That's pretty good. They're actually willing to buy stone and shoes. I'm going to transfer over all of our shoes and all of our clothing And if we can do this quickly enough, they leave in 40 days. If we could do this quickly enough, we might be able to actually sell this stuff to them. I don't think this will work. I don't think it'll work. 14 times 16. I don't, yeah, we'd have, yep, okay, cool. Buy everything. Good. Good. Now I want to buy a heavy, I want to come down here and buy a single heavy tool. Now ideally we would want a few of these. We'd want a few of these. I'm going to buy one. Transfer all of our gold to the trading post. Now, if these got shipped over quickly, 14 times 16 plus this, we might be able to get another one. Yeah, we might be able to get another one as well. So let's see if we can get 2 heavy tools. We'll need 1 heavy tool for the blacksmith, 1 heavy tool for the foundry, and we'll need 1 heavy tool for the granary. Has this field been completed yet? Oh no, we're still working on it. That's the main thing that we're trying to work on here. We got a lot of people out here working. It's ultimately going to be 5 farmers are going to be employed in this area. We have a predator attack. Where is this happening? It's another wolf. Now, if this person could come into the tower range, the tower would have protected them, but instead they fought and died. It looks like the wolf is actually eating them and getting some energy from that. It's fine. 16. Okay. Fine. There we go. Wonder where that wolf came from. So this is one of those mega gigantic rocks. So a couple mega rocks over here. It's actually kind of nice that they're next to each other like that. So that'll be 2,400 stone eventually that we can tap into. Predator sighted. That's a bear. That's actually a bear. So this bear, ideally what we do is we would kite this bear. What we even could do is we could say, we could garrison the town. See if this guy can kite to the tower and to the town hall. And with the town hall and the tower, we could actually take this bear down. Take it down. Okay, it's attacking the tower. Oh no. Is it too much of a downward angle to get a shot? That's interesting. It might not actually, this might not actually be able to, the tower might not be able to attack the bear. This looks like a soldier though. Oh no, they just went back into, he took, apparently the bear has taken 3 things of mushrooms. Stolen 3 mushrooms. Oh, now it's dead. Okay, cool. So that was it. That was a bear attack. It was nice of the bear to come into the town. Sometimes they just terrorize the homes and stuff. So that was nice of them. So we're working on making that soap shop. The soap shop is complete. Oh, no, the trader just left. The trader just left. Either way, let's sell these shoes. Dang it. Yep, we had enough, but that's okay. Trader just left. Let's make sure we're making soap. Making lots of soap. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click on this to see resources. We have 59 herbs. So we are generating a surplus of herbs. So I think 2 people working in the soap shop is going to be appropriate. Let's actually make sure our labor count has come down quite a bit. The grocer? That's the market worker, right? Yeah, we need someone working there. 2 people working at the smoking huts. Cobbler, Fletcher, soap maker, tanner. The tanner, we only need 1 person working at the tanner, though. Pretty sure. Okay. Leave a little bit more room for some more laborers to keep getting that stone and getting the wood. We could actually go around and make sure the stones, proximal patches of stones are being gathered up. In fact, actually, it looks like there's a bunch of stone out here, but Yeah. Just making sure they have something to do if they have nothing else to do. How many gathering huts do we have? I kind of want to make sure... Oh, we only have 2. I thought we had 3. Did we actually get this person assigned? No, I don't think this person's really assigned in the way that we wanted them to be. Didn't we see a lot of potential for them somewhere? Oh. Oh, what happened to our gold? Oh. Is it because the grocer died? Or something? Trying to get these berries and these herbs like in the circle. Okay, so can we get that grocer back to work, please? And can we start like re-earning the taxes here? So apparently we don't have the money. Okay, what we could, here we go. Let's transfer some of this gold back to the global supply. What I will do is I'll actually disable this building for now. The lookout tower, and then... I can't hire them because we have the money. And why are you charging me? If I've disabled the building, why are you still charging me 9 gold per month? I think it's waiting for the month to update this, but that's frustrating. Like, come on, just think this through, buddy. Like, we're not really losing 9 gold per month if we're not even operating the building, and I'd like to be able to operate the building because we now have gold to do that. Should fix itself as we go from month to month. I've never had this actually be a problem before, because I've never had the grocer like just stop, you know, die and somehow that caused the market to not make any money for that month or something. Okay. You working now? Now you're working. Now you're working. Thanks. Now we're making a lot of money. And then I guess it's going to tell us that we're paying for this composting the next month, right? It's not even updated. So it's not like updating in real time. It only updates month to month. But presumably we're paying this person anyways, even if it's not telling us we are. We got the wagon thing. What did we... Yeah, with the wagon thing, now we can start to build a lot more of these tier 2 resources, including the gold mine. There's iron ore up here as well to gather up, but the main thing that we would like to do is get this gold. Gold in these hills. There's sand and clay here. Holy cow, this is going to be quite the... this is going to be a massive operational... Okay, let's just build a ton of stuff out here because we're going to want to work camp out here to chop trees and get stone. There's multiple sources of sand and clay. I forgot that we're actually technically And personally, I like the idea of doing this sand here, but whatever. We'll do this one over here. And technically, we're farming or hunting deer in this region as well. So hopefully this doesn't disrupt the deer too much. Slope too steep. Okay. I'm gonna disable the construction of this because, in all honesty, we need the clay. We don't need the sand right now. We do not need the sand pit to be built. And we don't need the iron. We'll get the clay. We'll get the work camp, which is for stone and wood, just a generic stone and wood. And then actually the other thing that we'll need to find is coal eventually. So again, how do you find coal? Well, you just kind of like... Oh, actually, wait a second. Yeah, we can open this up. That's right, and it'll highlight it, which is nice. But you're still just having to zoom around. and look for a patch. Wait, is this another thing of gold? Only 3,000 nuggets, but I mean only 3,000. That's a huge amount. So we got gold. We got gold all over the place. Now that's not the same kind of gold as this gold. So this is smelted gold. Those are gold nuggets. The smelted gold, technically, you can just make. It's not very hard to. Once you get the foundry, you can make the nuggets into smelted gold. But to be honest, it's almost worth as much just selling the nuggets to the trader directly too. So you have some options there. So there's coal there. So there's a couple patches of gold there. I'm just kind of looking around to get a sense of where. Lots of iron on this map. I think the Alpine Valleys map is supposed to have a lot of like this kind of stuff. So there's coal over here as well. So a couple sources of coal. There's that more gold that we saw earlier. So we have a couple places where we can get coal. Now we don't need to do this quite yet, but which looks further away? This coal out here. Or that other one. That other one I think was actually closer, but this might be closer to the actual housing district. It doesn't really matter too much either which way. Some more houses could be good actually too, though. Now it looks like we might be able to fit a couple more right here. We could come across the road, but this could also be where we put some of the service buildings and stuff. Oh, actually, we could probably fit one over here maybe too. Although that could be a place for a service building as well. I'm going to see if I can sneak something here. No, so it's not letting us build here. What I'm going to do is let's do the flattening tool for the first time. And just see what flattening this. And I find that the flattening tool is more of a smoothing tool. It's not going to make this look jarringly flat. It's going to kind of just smooth that out a bit. It might let us build there. Which is kind of good. That's probably what we prefer. Someone died over here. Who knows why? Is this field actually come around? Okay. So no, it's halted production because of winter. So we're still working on building this. Doesn't tell us how much labor is left because I guess it won't tell us during winter for some reason. We have tons of food. Happiness. People are dying, but happiness is at an all-time high. It's two thumbs way up. We got plenty of all the resources. Some more planks would be nice. That's always something. You can never have too many planks. A lot of these things that I think we're building probably even require planks. Yeah, they require planks to be sent out there. Still trying to, that farm is still trying to get built. Still trying to build that farm. We have no laborers. Okay, what's going on here? No laborers. Where did all of our workers go? We have 40 population, but a lot of these might be, no, only one child and 6 infants. Most of these are in the workforce. Well, we could bring this down to just one soap maker. Where did all our people go? We went from one moment we had too many people, and we kept growing our population. Now we have no people to work. What the heck? 13, 17, 24, 27. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're just starving on people a little bit. Oh, this work camp did get finished. We'll go down to 1 person on the work camp. And we will go down to 3 people on the SAR, but that really is an important building. Trying to get some labor. Oh, turn down the builders as well down to 4. Trying to get some people to become laborers. Kind of need to do that. Yeah, let's go down to 3. Can't adjust this while at winter time, I guess. Really, these farmers, if they can't work where they're working, they should be laborers for this season. Like, that's a really clever thing that Banish does. Probably could actually reduce the amount of hunting that we're doing, to be honest, since we have plenty of food. Or the flip side of that is we just try to grow our population, right? We just try to grow the pop. Can I fit a home into here or here, maybe? Is that going to be in range? That should be, right? Yeah. Yeah, this center mass of it's in the range, so why not, right? Why not? So that'd be 2 more homes. So just getting some more population, just become laborers. Because really, if we had 10 more working folk, I don't think we would really need those people to be doing anything in the current industry that we have, filling some of those spots we just emptied maybe. But then I think most of those people would just become laborers. We are, of course, building up our industry a lot. Yeah, we need more pop. We need more pop. So in the next episode, we're just going to hopefully, we might, we need to set up we need to plan out a place for a second housing neighborhood and get a second housing neighborhood going, as well as trying to bolster the one that we have a little bit by getting some additional decorative items in here and things like that to increase the desirability a bit. But guys, thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next episode.